Picture this. You're in the ER. Things are moving fast, every second counts. Now, imagine there's a new member on the team, an AI, that could spot life-threatening problems faster than any human. It's an incredible thought, right? But it also brings up a really important question. How do we make absolutely sure this powerful new technology is safe?
And this isn't some plot from a sci-fi movie. This is a real question we're facing right now. A question that could, one day, affect you or someone you love. It all comes down to trust. Can we really trust an algorithm with our lives? That's a huge conversation, and it's one we all need to have. You know, the promise of AI in medicine is just staggering. We're talking faster diagnoses, way more accurate predictions. Ultimately, more lives saved. But the reality on the ground? It's kind of a tangled mess. We've got technical hurdles, tricky ethical problems, and, let's be honest, human resistance. So the big question is, how do we untangle this knot?
All right, so here's the game plan. We're going to look at how a group of experts came together to chart a safe path forward for AI in medicine. We'll break down the 3 essential pillars they identified, and then we'll see how it all fits together to create a roadmap for a future where AI and healthcare can finally work together, hand in hand.
So how do you even begin to tackle a challenge this massive? Well, a team of absolute top-tier experts from Italy decided to take it on. And we're talking a real dream team of specialists in everything from anesthesia to AI. Their mission was simple: create a clear, practical guide for bringing AI into the super high-stakes world of emergency care.
And they were seriously thorough about it. They didn't just brainstorm over coffee. Nope. They dove into a decade's worth of research, they debated every single angle, and then, this is the cool part, they voted blindly. This made sure their final conclusions were as objective and unbiased as possible. This was all about building a solid foundation, not just a quick fix.
And the results from that vote? Absolutely fascinating. So, while they were split on some ideas, 3 priorities just shot to the top with nearly unanimous agreement. We're talking over 92% consensus. That's not just a majority, that's a crystal clear message about what matters most. So, let's dig into these 3 pillars. First up, we've got the data. And honestly, you have to think of this as the absolute bedrock of everything else. If your data is shaky, then every single AI tool you build on top of it is at risk of falling apart. In the world of medical AI, good, solid, reliable data isn't just a nice-to-have, it's everything. And this quote from the experts just nails it. In the ER, you don't have time to waste. Having complete, accurate data is literally a lifeline. This isn't about convenience, it's about survival. But here's the problem we're facing. That foundation is full of cracks. Patient privacy is, of course, a huge concern. And then you've got these things called data silos, where different hospitals and clinics all have their data locked up, unable to talk to each other. It's like trying to solve a puzzle when everyone's hoarding their pieces. Add in all the legal headaches and the crazy high cost of new tech, and yeah, you've got a real data problem. But okay, it's not all doom and gloom. There are some really smart solutions. We can get different systems to finally talk to each other using a common digital language. And with clever new tech like federated learning, AI can actually learn from data across multiple hospitals without ever seeing the raw, sensitive patient info. And creating dedicated AI teams right inside hospitals can help make sure these tools are being used safely and effectively. So once we have that solid data foundation, what's next? Well, that's where the AI models come in. Think of these as the incredibly powerful high-tech tools that are going to build this amazing future. But just like you wouldn't use a new power tool without knowing it's safe, we have to make sure these AI models are rigorously tested and proven to work. And the experts are crystal clear on this. We need to put these AI models through the exact same kind of intense testing we use for new drugs. That means real clinical trials in real-world settings. It's the only way to find those hidden flaws and make sure these tools are actually helping everyone fairly.
So if these tools are so promising, why aren't they everywhere? Well, for one, a model that works great in one hospital might totally flop in another, maybe because the patient populations are different. And that kind of inconsistency is a complete deal breaker for doctors. At the end of the day, if they can't trust the tool 100%, they're just not going to use it. Simple as that.
This table really just lays it all out. On one side, you have a model that's been through the ringer, tested in the real world, constantly checked for accuracy, and built with all the right ethical guardrails. On the other side, you've got a black box that was maybe tested once on a small, specific data set. So, which one would you trust with your health? The choice is pretty clear.
And that brings us to our third and maybe most important pillar,
The people. Because let's be real, you can have the best data and the fanciest AI model in the world, but if the doctors and nurses using it don't understand it or don't trust it, it's all for nothing. We have to empower our clinicians with the skills they need for this new era.
So, just how important is it to train our healthcare professionals on the stuff? Well, the experts' answer was loud and clear. It wasn't 92%, not even 95%, it was this.
That's right, 100%. A perfect score. Every single expert in the room agreed that educating our clinicians is an absolute top priority. It's not just a good idea, they're saying it's a must-do. But right now, we've got a huge knowledge gap to close. A lot of doctors and nurses are still playing catch-up on basic digital skills, let alone advanced AI. And you can't blame them. This stuff just isn't being taught consistently in medical schools. Imagine being a world-class expert in your field, but feeling like a total beginner with the new technology that's supposed to be helping you. It's got to be frustrating.
So what does the doctor of the future need to know? Well, it's not about learning to code. It's about understanding the basics of how AI works, being able to spot potential ethical red flags like bias, and knowing how to tell the difference between a genuinely helpful tool and just digital hype. It's about being the expert human in the room who knows how to use these powerful new tools safely.
So there you have it, our 3 pillars: solid data, trustworthy models, and skilled people. Now let's just pull it all together and see what this roadmap for the future of AI and medicine really looks like.
And here's the most important takeaway of all. These 3 pillars, data, validation, and education, they're not separate projects. They're like the 3 legs of a stool. If one of them is weak, the whole thing comes crashing down. You need good data to build good models. You need educated people to use those models well. And you need feedback from those people to keep making the data and the models even better. It's a cycle.
So we have the blueprint. We know what it takes to build a future where AI and doctors can work together to save lives. The real question is our healthcare system ready to roll up our sleeves and actually build it? That's a question for all of us to think about.